Не хватает мне этой песенки, которая в самом начале. Тири-ри. Надо там жить, чтобы эту песню слушать. Здесь какая-то печалка какая-то. Ой, я не знаю, что даже скачать-то без понятия. Драма, риторика, Википедия. Чего можно скачать? Что нам может быть пригодится? Какая из вещей? Ну, что здесь на... Техника сложная. Риторика, внушение. Давайте внушение вкачаем. Так. Доброе утро.
Our tenant, the policeman.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
We had bad words and said, I got bad words. Bad words. We won't. We learned. We just heard funny voices. We thought the voices were funny. We said what they said, and then we got in trouble. Radio? What's that? We just heard them in our head. You know, I heard people talking, except just in my head. It was like, it is time at last. My nasty speed reeks.
A memory stirs. You've heard this quickfire patter before.
DJ Flatios, Big Boy Daviel single is here. Turn up the volume. Blow those speakers out. No, don't say bad words.
A word when you're done.
The boy draws a jagged rock across the ground.
Какой же... Они же все отвечали, да?
Detective, about what the twins had to say. So, those voices they heard.
Yes, of course, earlier, when you turned the radio on. Don't. He was clearly uncomfortable discussing it before. He still is.
I can't explain how they heard it. I believe they heard something, and given the poverty of this part of town, I don't know how they could have heard the radio. Weird as it is, the situation is not connected to the murder. This isn't our business. Yes, mysteries like who killed the hanged man are our business. Besides, maybe it was just a radio they overheard. They might not be old enough to know the difference. How would they have heard the voices?
The lieutenant shrugs.
Let's at least rule out radios before continuing. Maybe the twins didn't know it was a radio they were hearing. The washerwoman seems to know everything that happens here. Let's ask if she heard anything before moving on. After you.
Мне кажется, вряд ли что-нибудь скажет.
Our tenant, the policeman. A radio? Ah, no. We play no radio here. There's one in the shack, but it's never used. Was that the nonsense we were spouting? Huh. No. I have no... Viziers know every sound that belongs to this coast. I would know if I...
Let's just get it out of the way as fast as we can. Contact dispatch from my kinema and ask them to connect you to the station. Maybe they can shed some light on this. I'm ready when you are.
Anything else?
Блядь, вообще ничего не дает. Вообще ничего не дает. И вообще никого нет. Алкаши что, все, что ли, отлетели? Сейчас вообще по крупицам прям собираем. Ничего.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Кисандрик. Интересно, а если внушение прокачать очень сильно, я смогу
back.
типа, пойти
Good.
на свидание вместе с Киевом, с этой тяночкой? Ну, скорее всего, вот есть бункер. Надо, блядь, найти просто, блядь, как называют его? Монтировку прокачиваемую. Все, вот вся проблема-то, блин. Но здесь больше никого же нету здесь. Блин, здесь пока на карте не посмотреть. Только сюда. Зря я их и арестовал, конечно, может они чуть больше пролили свет на происходящее. Паука нету, блядь. Куда-то съебался. Печально.
Yes, what is it? What? No.
She has not seen her son.
У меня даже идей-то нет особо. Да, игру надо... Она как бы вот... скажем так, написание сценария под игру... Как бы она должна увлекать и как бы запоминалось, что происходит вообще в игре. Потому что если... Ну, у нее нельзя, можно за один вечер пройти, мне кажется. Типа, ты как бы исследуешь все на свете. Я не знаю, как просто люди играют, типа... Но я наиграл уже до хрена уже в эту игру. Надо в Steam потом посмотреть, сколько я наиграл. Это как бы... как надо играть в игру, походу, гайд. Надо вот берете отпуск, да, и играете в нее. И только в нее. Больше ни о чем не отвлекаетесь. Походу так. Потому что как вот ты запускаешь игру заново, такой смотришь. А что там было? Как бы здесь диалоги даже, которые вспомнить про дело, очень, ну, такие 50 на 50. Ну, типа же, например, в некоторых играх тебе повторяют даже, когда ты, скажем так, когда ты играешь, тебе повторяют даже некоторые диалоги еще раз. Чтоб ты не забыл, как говорится. Нет. Я не знаю, куда идти. А чё? Беги. Что-то я не знаю. Чё, все теперь? Он мне не побежит никогда у меня в жизни? Ну, идеи у меня 0. Вообще 0. Может, они что-то видели? Ну, типа, спросить-то можно, здесь постоянно тут ходят.
Hello. Isn't this a fine
Конечно.
morning?
Конечно, откуда?
The once bright mural towers above you,
Трепет
saying,
надо было прокачать, да. Окей. Как я вот трепет, ну, блядь, может... Давайте-ка вот так вот сейчас сделаем. Что трепет прокачаем. Все остальное это хрень. Стой.
a brisk coastal wind still howls again. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears.
What is this place to you?
Трепет что-то имбовое, что ли?
Waves crash onto the beach, drown. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down on his luck nobody. Who are you talking to? Outside, The howl of the wind has picked up.
Revachol for
Еще одна шиза появилась. Давайте спросим сразу у школьника.
The scruffy hair.
Bad word. We learn. We just heard. We thought radio. You know.
A memory.
DJ, turn up. No.
The boy draws a
Detective, so
Yes, don't. He was clearly
I can't. Weird as it is, the situation. No.
an ocean.
Besides,
The lieutenant.
let's at least the washer after you.
Our tenant, a radio? Ah, no. Vicious no was no.
Let's just get it out of the way as fast as we can. I'm ready.
Anything else?
Блядь, ну что ж такое-то? Почему бежать нельзя? Понимаю. Если сейчас не про, то я не знаю, как вообще игру про люди проходят.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Fell." Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around
Что
you,
нам даст? Я,
moving
скорее всего, ничего.
in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the.
she's down there.
Okay. Why? True. And Ruby does have radio experience, as evidenced by her lorry. But how do we even get in there?
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds.
There's also still a question of how the twins tuned into Speedfreaks FM. I'm only observing that there's another lead you want.
Вот, блядь,
A
пиздец.
rusty ladder leads to the roof.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. In addition, the first rung is going
Получается,
to be tough
получается,
to reach. It's
а,
raised 3 meters above the ground.
Я
And you're
не могу
180.
визуально найти в лестницу, как мне, блядь, ветер сказал, блядь, что-то как-то намекнул. То все.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets. What if you were
Здесь
to
слишком много завязано у нас в
conceptualize
шансах.
the ladder? Astral projection. Be open-minded about.
Teleportation is not a thing. This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here. Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
All you need to do is close your eyes and zoot, zap, ow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel
Okay, well, that's impressive, but
bam. You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
The wind at the top of
Представляете,
the
я не
building
смог
starts
просто
howling
подняться. Я бы
loudly,
сидел бы и сказал,
blowing away
прокачать.
the
Так что ли
lieutenant's
это?
voice, faintly.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially.
Честно, ачивку вряд ли мне по открыткам дадут, потому что, мне кажется, не все у меня. Мне кажется, я ничего не то нашел, может, не нашел. Фонарик. Фонарик мы можем. Но здесь не видно, что здесь человек жил, ну, живет сейчас. Я бы шляпу, на самом деле, нашел какую-нибудь качественную.
Two rusty metal plates that slide.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around.
А подожди, а как он попал?
The doors seem to be on rails.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that. After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
Ой, блядь, такой бред, блядь. Ну, я надеюсь, то, что это можно было не по крыше залезть, надеюсь.
At least now we have an exit, so let's get going. It's time to investigate these passages.
Это бред, блядь. Я в шоке. Либо надо визуальный анализ прокачать, хотя у меня и так качано нормально. Я не знаю. Мне не нравится, что, блядь, в каких-то случаях... Это что? Опа. Шапка революционера. Я бы одел бы, но если бы она плюсики красивые давала какие-нибудь. Ну, увы, никаких плюсиков нормальных не дают.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. Years' worth of dust is shaken off, the full head of hair matched by an ample... Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hand...
Some radical or radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers. Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Интересно, конечно. Странные прям катакомбы. Что, надо нажать на эту штуку, чтобы проверить? Здесь тупик, ага. Идем. А мы идем.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh. No, but you are the sensitive one. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and this part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
If you want to do that, then yes, we'd be advised to finish every lead. I don't think we'll have the chance to after... Yes, there won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but...
Так, интересно на самом деле. Так, тайник пуст, рядом тут, да? Ну.
Okay, why not? Whatever goes down might also affect her.
Not closely
Блядь,
enough
я
to
реально не
suspect,
помню
but
вообще
still,
ничего.
good idea to visit her once more.
Как вообще интересно люди проходят.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Я, скажем так, вот
Or maybe not.
как начал играть Disco Elysium, решил посмотреть всякие детективные фильмы, триллеры, там вот это все, Каннибал Лектор, ну, и Молчание ягнят, Каннибал, Красный дракон, 7. Вот сейчас посмотрел еще Зодиака. Блин, на самом деле прикольно, есть такая игра, прям вызывает какие-то интересные эмоции. Ну, как, смотрите, это как бы на меня повлияло. Типа, Disco Elysium, я решил посмотреть, как вообще люди расследуют дела. Как бы, знаете, как бы не обосраться. Но мне кажется, я уже обосрался 100 раз. Ну, это прикольно, что игра...
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make... Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But...
as she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio. No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in it.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
That boy's really gotta learn to keep his trap shut. And it's not a bloody pale emitter. It doesn't emit pale. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration...
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station.
This must be how the twins heard the radio in their heads. They must have been standing by. She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my...
So she thinks of you as hunters.
The Pale? It's the end of the world. I built it myself.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This...
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that.
Пристрелить его нахуй, прострелить.
Oh yeah. Wait. No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself. Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what... If you've got something really important to say, you can do it.
Then this...
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but she can form sentences. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time. You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you? Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. No, wait. Finally, it comes to you. She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls
Получается, мне
the
риторику
trigger.
качать надо, бред, бля,
You
ебаный.
watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Lieutenant Yefreitor Dubois, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can...
There is no coming back from this one. It will stay with you in nightmares.
Our job. It went really bad. And now we need to clean it up. Fuck!
Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now too.
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
Ничего не поделать.
The plain red tent stands by. You see a rolled up sleeping bag and personal belongings.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
The lieutenant nods.
Не буду перезапускать, пусть так и будет. Чё
There
поделать?
she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs, books, and half-read magazines. You should look through them. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover.
See anything?
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More technological. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. She watches by, motionless.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. She had good taste and must have taken what she recorded here seriously. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections.
We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information. quantities.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes.
Professionalism is his coping mechanism. Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You short wry observations of people and places.
Да,
Probably
да,
a
наверное,
way to
скорее
pass
всего, и
the
продавал
time on the road.
наркотики.
Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions.
Может
There are a
быть.
few passages with many questions. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable. Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the
Но мы не
ass.
нашли
I'm
оружие,
bad at this,
которое, скорее всего,
loyal
может
to a
убить.
fault.
Мне кажется, эта
Except,
куколка
but that's
не
another
кажется
matter. She
снайперкой.
is referring to betraying a previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense? The thick journal bound in brown leather. The most recent entry is from today. Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might have been framed. Too bad we didn't really get to hear her side of the story.
This whole thing was a detour, and a fatal one, he thinks. Don't get emotional.
By the Hardy Boys, by Classier, by us. Classier was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or... Either way, we should go back to the Whirling, see if we can find out more about her time there. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the Whirling and Rags. Questions...
Ну, хуй знает. Типа, я что-то без понятия, блядь. Дело никак не идет просто, блядь. Вообще. Мне кажется, как-никак, скорее всего, она умерла бы тоже. Риторика. Теперь мы знаем, что качать. Сейчас другой скилл какой-нибудь скажет. Давай уже, беги. Интересно, а если один пошел, что было? Ну окей, надо сообщить тогда полицию. Ну, ясно, хуй, блядь, тут находится, точно. А я не заметил, визуальный анализ прокачанный, конечно, я слеп. Бутылок жалко, что не нашли. А может там были бутылки?
Our tenant, the
Вот это я понимаю, вот выбор есть, типа, ну, что она умерла или, ну, не умерла бы, я не спас. Вот это я нормально считаю правильным выбором, потому что я не перегрузился, потому что... А вот все остальные, где, блядь, посмотреть на большой плакат и все, провалился. Пиздец, блядь. И еще, Кать, надо вкинуть туда еще очко опыта, блядь. Кинь, она...
Stop. Now, it is time. Crisis, death. You can feel it in your... Be prepared. Make sure you have your pepper box. Your fingers reflexively reach for the Villiers 9mm pistol in your pockets. It would be better if you didn't have to.
Насрать.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning. Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out.
This is the mercenary at the gates.
Shh. This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can...
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses.
Кому выгодно
You won't gun down 7
столкновение
people in the
это?
middle of the street?
А это кто?
This isn't
А
a
вот
frontier town
снайперка,
or a
кстати.
jungle outpost.
А вот и оружие.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure.
Peaceful.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
Полиция! Всем стоять! Красиво!
Get lost, comedian. Cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some.
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized
Мне кажется, он на
human beings.
первый сдохнет.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. You feel your fists contract. No, it's okay. Soften him up and trust the others to attack if it
Да,
comes
да.
to that.
Патрон на дизельный
Mate,
есть?
even if it comes to a fight, it's
Так,
always a good idea to drag it
легендарная.
out. Get under his skin. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click. Softly. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you, like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul.
For killing,
Raoul
maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer. All sentenced to death by lead.
He sways from left to right, inspecting you.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck. Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on it. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100.
In your shit pipes, right in the fucking...
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. When he gets...
He was a good commander. I can see you miss him.
Oh yeah. He would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did.
А кто тогда?
That didn't
Надо,
matter,
короче, понять.
because
что
Hazy,
и что.
Bill, and Kipty the Kipt here fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after. And
Listen, man. We told you we...
told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck. You'll die. Fuck do you mean? Talker.
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah. He liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kit tass here and there. If Lely was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Find his killer. Cop. His killer stands right there. Shit, I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die.
У меня штанов только нету.
Right here.
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
What always happens when you get good at your job?
Блять, важные выборы, бля, пиздец. И они же такие все размытые, как бы, знаете, вот. Впоследствии не чувствуешь этих вот слов.
The same thing happened when we were called whatever the fuck it was. Probably won't be called Crenell for much longer. Not after this shit.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else. And his hand is now fire. Fuck them up. Do it. Easy now. Tell them these men didn't do it. There's a peaceful way out.
Yeah? Who did that? How fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Tell me it was a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him. All together. Titus said, we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud. In a public place.
Так, вот это... Какой за инфал? Какой за инфал? Какой смысл этого всего? Это фолов. Тебе мой фолов ничего не даст. Ноль просто. Это самое бесполезное, блядь, взаимных фолов. Блядь, везде хотят. Ничего тебе не даст. Ни популярность, ничего. Если ты гонишь за популярность. Я не гоню за популярность, я просто стригну.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a
I missed.
Кал.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. You need to change what topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer, Howan Cloven. He doesn't...
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you open.
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Clerven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
Huh.
What are we waiting for? Let's blow that pic.
Lance Corporal, just fucking shut up and wait for your order. Yes. So what? Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking...
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot,
Давай.
Lance Corporal.
Есть.
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion. There is a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage and his lips, moving, swollen with fear, are trying to say, shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. You leap left. A swarm of angry
Матрица, реально.
side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks. The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke. Watch out. To your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too, at Kim.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. 2 shots
Бля,
ring
надо
at
реально
once.
прокачивать.
One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hit Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 guns. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol at you.
Каловая масса.
He
Надо сквозь
squeezes
реакции
the
прокатить.
trigger.
Промахнулся. Я умер, да? Ну пиздец, бля,
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of you. Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of...
You're bleeding out. Yes, keep talking. Stay awake. Look at...
But you can't.
Эх,
It's
Кал.
so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and a slender white shadow towering. Someone stands. Scream immediately. He's gonna die. No, you scream. Behind you, from your bloody... There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires. His body, you hear a faint scream. A woman's. Then the...
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight. He's not taking it. His body is not taking and rotting and being disinfected.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the...
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again.
The engine of a Caprice Kinema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets...
Было бы круто, конечно, да, вернуться, да, это было бы, да. Ну, кто
You
ж...
see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple. 'em. 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 'em.
What happened? You shot the major in the face. A firefight ensued. Yes.
A blood-stained killer.
You're an officer of the RCM. As
Да, да, да.
retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He missed, or you dodged. Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive. Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus
И здесь
survived.
всех
Yes,
поубивали.
he's still alive too. You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was able to disarm. I killed her. And that's what happened.
Damn.
The Paul was the last to die. Everhart had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company is yet because we deterred them? Or Joyce did?
Ну, как-то
Maybe
да,
the
вот
harbor
как-то...
in full lockdown
Эх,
is
как-то
too close to the
смешано
target.
получилось.
Or
Некрасивая
maybe,
перестрелочка. Я
maybe they
все
are simply taking
пропустил.
their time and will attack soon. I don't know. 4. Glenn, Theo, Shanky, and Angus. The fat one, he took a lot of bullets. This is the one. All. Let's face it, officer, and this is both of our fault. It could have gone a little better. 6 people are dead.
+1. Ruby.
But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating.
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an all.
Isn't that written on your...
It served you well. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Yes, we have also completely failed. Yes, the joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
The close proximity of death must have made the lieutenant contemplate his life.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
Мне кажется, надо было ее указать, тутянку.
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears out.
Dramamine. Then it's not that bad. Neither...
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully, no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed, and we will see.
If it's possible, then by pure willpower alone, you are going to have to become a psycho-locomotor.
Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. No. I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site. I'm sure they are worried about you. Good. You'll need to be. Whatever that is. I did. No need.
Ну, как-то, как будто ничего не росли, всех убили, блядь.
Easy now. How are you? Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Gefreiter. I honestly don't know. We can't talk to Everhart. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her end. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Classia, well, at least she's safely locked away. I don't know. I think the theory you presented, It's someone else, outside our circle of suspects, was right.
Я думаю,
It's better
это...
be.
Бля, я
Everyone
не
within the
знаю,
circle
типа...
is either dead or gone.
Если понять так, как понять, никак не понять, мне кажется, все-таки Руби это застрелилась. Ну, типа, а смысл ей...
Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. I don't know. That's been there for years. What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep...
He's wrong.
Okay. Yes, God cursed the footprints, not solving the case for us. Au diable. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
See? There's that. You can do ballistics.
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. We could find thousands more if we wanted.
But they seemed so mysterious.
No need to be melodramatic.
He does not know what to reply. It's morning outside, you think. He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
I'm listening. I'm ready to hear what you think about solving crimes now. It really is very hard.
That concussion must be making him dizzy.
Пьянство.
No. Are you ready to limp?
Я готов.
Good.
The lieutenant did mention doing more ballistics. Also, it's just close enough to endure the walk.
Why not?
Ну, блядь, а почему? А в чем, блядь, что?
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think.
Да, блядь, ну я же об этом говорил. То, что не... Это не снайпер. Почему, блядь, это не сработало?
The bathroom mirror.
А, можно сюда попасть?
These papers bear the stamp of the...
I had Gart open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion.
Подожди.
I am sure neither...
Блядь, все что ли? Ну... Ну, тебе говорю, дырка в стене не просто так. Ну, типа, кто-то подложил пулю, чтобы обвинить, блядь, кого-то. Я вот не понял, кого обвиняется, у кого пуль-то. Ну, вот самое интересное, то, что мы до сих пор никто не слышал выстрелов вообще. Тебе хоть громкая музыка, ну, выстрел-то, блядь, громче, блядь. Как ни крути.
Two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman having sex. A ray of backward motion explodes from it's not the roof. And had it come from the coast, you would have probably stumbled upon it. The island in the bay.
It's not impossible. There is a narrow opening between the commercial area and the collapsed tenement north of it. I remember. So it is.
For a second he seems tired. The lead is flimsy. You might as well... There, across the grey water, amidst crumbling concrete.
Not a lot, no. Could be the makings of a sniper's nest. Of course, of course. I mean, how do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The
Ну как это? Ну, я все равно к этому иду. То, что это вот здесь, вот так прострелили. Но мне как бы не сходится моя теория, потому что как бы, типа, Не знаю. Понял тебя, понял. Церковь, я тебя понял. Я тебя понял. Да. Да. Сейчас он винит нас во всем, всех
Oh,
грехах.
you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its client. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him.
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by, in the danger zone, so to say.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also,
you
and your partner are staying... Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Where was I? How do you think I know the crazy shit you...
Нет, это я купил за 100 с чем-то рублей.
Protecting my establishment.
Геймпас я еще сам не покупал.
You remember him from the corner of your eye, right behind you on the whirling balcony.
So, yeah, I guess I'm what you call a badass.
It really took courage. Don't pick at him.
Yeah, well, fuck you too then. You have any more questions or stylistic... No problem.
Эх, больше карусель хуёв не будет, походу.
Hi again, gendarme.
Так,
Bye
это
bye,
нам
gendarme.
ничего не скажет нам. Просим его.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his...
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had... That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that. I guess what I'm trying to say here is...
Так что я их не спас, нихуя. Что поделать?
His hand is covered in bruises and half plastered. Still, this hulking lump of man is glad to be alive. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Dick Mullen on steroids. Glenn would have liked you had he gotten to... Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Angus... he was just a stupid kid. Didn't realize the mess he'd gotten into. Trusted me. And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do? This job is shit. Dennis, that poor little rat is dead too. I always thought...
He didn't like him. That only makes it worse.
Man, getting shot has really squeezed all the funk out of you. Mark my words. One day we'll look back at this day.
Right. But today ain't that day yet. I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than... Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows. And maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. Anyway, don't you worry.
He's right. The numbers are replaceable. In an organization of thousands of men, there are plenty who'd join.
Judging by the sight of you, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of...
Yeah. Go pay Monica a visit in January.
Вот откуда это,
She's got
значит.
enough for making men forget about their worries. Biggest pair of milkers in North
Понял. Понял,
Hell,
понял.
you both look like you could use some feminine company right now.
Thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alain. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers.
Milkers. Запомним.
You're welcome, Bina Claude. Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now.
Copo Loco. And
Все, они меня
Don't
уважать
hope, I guess.
начали. Обалдеть.
Good luck in Shamrock. Scars made the best tattoos.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few.
Имбапаче, кстати. О, сохранение даже мне вовремя дали. Обалдеть. О, что это? Что написано?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood. This was Cindy the Scar. The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames
Понял. Так, что там? Спрашиваем у всех подряд что-нибудь.
Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky. Which book was it, sir? Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet.
Понял тебя. Ну, понятно, понятно. Не даст, интересно?
Mon Dieu! You set it on fire. What kind of a policeman are you? Apocalypse? I don't know what this means, officer. I'm sorry. But thank you. I'm here.
Кайф, какие-то ачивки выполняем даже. Так, надо сообщить. Что мы можем сообщить, кстати?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Something is wrong. Only static, hiss, no reply. Only the mind.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 18. I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs, you can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. In the cabin, you see...
Понял. Каловая масса, я тебя понял. Че прокачать, я даже не знаю, блядь.
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of. Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show. Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you. Fuck it. I'm a bad guy now. There's things more important than holding a grudge. It's okay. We are what we are. Shoot. Sorry, man. Didn't mean it like that. Okay.
Is it wise to share information about the... Telling him is a really bad idea. The lieutenant throws you a quick glance. What are you doing?
What? Just happened? Is she dead? Look, man, fuck off, okay? Fuck off and let me have a panic attack. I don't need to know about this shit anymore. I can't talk to cops anymore.
He means it. This is...
Let's go.
Понял. Ладно, пойдем. Похуй, погнали.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because you see it, finally. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrim. Oh, wall father.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush.
Mm-hmm. Sure. If you must.
Давайте Куну. Ну, как бы Куна, как бы наш главный герой, скажем так. Надо к нему сходить.
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool. People, they say you'd kind of died for a moment, that you let your shit out already, but then just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out there. But Kuno's... Who knows?
И за мной Куна смотрит. Ну, ёбнище, приехали. Как? Я что-то видел тут. А, насрать, похер. А ее тут и нету, кажется. Сейчас сходим, проверим.
Give me a moment.
Ее тут тоже нету. Может, она есть убийца? А? Ладно. Так, а телепортироваться я красиво могу? Не могу. Ну, конечно, мне, думаю, уже больше не будет проверок на скорость реакции, мне уж кажется. Телепортировать я пока не могу, значит, надо в центр встать города. Ха! Кима я заступил. Ха! Лох.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible. Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but...
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine.
You didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. I guess. Better than being dead. Aye, I bet they are. The good ones, at least. Of course. Can I help you with some... That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow, and no...
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People die.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the...
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you?
Пойдем, пойдем. Спросим близнецов.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks...
On that island, that's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a... And we make a fire. We make a... Gather the sticks for the fire.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war.
I don't know what those are. They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to...
Будет прикольно, если школьники каким-то образом завалили.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of it. They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like people to be there. Yes. I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What did...
I don't know. We ran. Our father killed himself. Don't say that, he didn't. I don't know. Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
There's a...
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Так, надо еще девочку спросить по поводу этого всего.
Hello, mister. Bye.
Понял. Ничего путного. Сейчас он напевает песню, которая там находится. В городе танца. Осталось только понять, где, блин, Ярулечка. Где она? А, вот она. Поехали.
A skiff with a small steering end. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
What? Fine. Let's blast SAD FM.
SAD FM is a radio station
Поехали. Я думаю, мы будем плыть типа на этих, на веслах, как здесь мотор есть. Он прям как... Прикольная песня, кстати. Ну, выглядит, как будто, я не знаю, на захват едет какой-то. Ну, мне надеюсь, какой-то жесткий дроп такой. Ча-пау-пау. Если будет концовка, то это вообще кринж. Типа, во второй части диска Elysium вы знаете точно, кто повесил. Мне кажется, через бункер можно было туда пробраться, мне кажется. Ну да, вполне реально бункер тут, типа, из него пройти.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine. In the silence, a sputter of wings. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Technically, no, it doesn't.
He's right.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could...
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachon.
Дальше идем. Я не знаю, короче, что уже. Я запутался и ничего не помню, кто может быть. Кто это.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away, on the islet, there is almost no wind. Just the light movement of like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. Of great importance to the few who attend. A silent hiss, sea air moving, the faraway roar of the city, distant like a low hum. The air slowly moves through. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. Called a Mamadakwa. We are way out now, way out in the west. No, it's just your imagination. You can't hear such things.
Yes? I have. Is that why we're stopping?
The lieutenant nodded.
Yes? It is. Is that...
Пойдем, пофиг. На этих несуществующих монстров.
ICM.
Блять, теперь нас с этим, да? Просто запиздят, блять.
An upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the commune.
It does. The RCM may descend from the ICM. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and...
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
That's just a coincidence, officer. The Corps was founded in 32. Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army. The Black and White Army.
Sounds an awful lot like.
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda.
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel as you...
Пиздец, здесь вообще до хера всего. Только не говоришь, что запускать какой-то двигатель надо.
An old cylindrical. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
The lieutenant assists you, holding the
Блин, я
canister
думаю,
up
это у меня
to the
где-то.
fuel tank as you tilt. There's a red starter switch on the recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like a...
That should do it. Downstairs, somewhere?
The tank is far from full, but...
Ну, здесь кто-то живет точно. Революционер какой-то.
You see a small metal door nested inside
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could... Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the...
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
И надо что-то искать еще. Здесь тряпка, как сказать, была. Здесь много чего не посмотрел, кстати.
Books and magazines, most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique, popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of... Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has good eyesight.
Понятно.
Soft covers, serialized.
Хуёво! Что ничего не можешь найти.
There's a greasy old spring mattress.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain. thick as molasses.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, anytime.
You don't have to be a hero.
Нахуй тут валяться. Пойдем искать что-нибудь еще. Как он то пройдет? Снизу, что ли?
Green paint flicks off the monoblock element.
The console of an anti-computation device. I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
The lighting in the room turns on with the dial slides under the glass. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
Давай. Да, я понял. Давай, еще подождем, пока полностью дверь откроется. Я ж не могу на это посмотреть. Это ж так интересно.
After you. I don't know.
A thin wisp.
Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy to acquire.
Давай сначала туда. Слишком много исследовать надо, пиздец. Надеюсь, это не сюжет, это просто мы идем куда-то. Бля, это на ту сторону, что ли? Ну ладно, пойдем. Бутыль. Угу. Угу.
An old man wearing
Блять,
tracksuit
он и
trousers
убил
leans on
дед
the frame
какой-то.
stock
У него
of his
тоже
rifle.
снайпер хороший.
He then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have all sorts of little rats of fire guy, regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't eat my eyesight. Yes, helps me see all the shit. I did. And you opened it. How? Reactionary rock and roll music.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic. The fascists were right about rock. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it's a Triangong 440.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal commune. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, wiped from the board.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the...
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a...
It's a good line, but your voice slips on.
A big-time operator of the pederast army. How about I keep it, huh? Hand it...
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at...
Put it down now.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangle.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a Triangle too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does. The right type and the right calibre.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right, some kind of involuntary response. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my...
There, behind them, across the delta, the Insacom building.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
43 years.
Yes.
No. I've been on other islands too. I was in a resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18.
Я где-то слышал, читанул, где
Then I was an E-48, a nameless
во Вьетнаме какой чел реально
until
где-то
the sea
40
washed
лет
over.
партизаном.
Then
Один
I came
был.
back here. That was 22 years ago. 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live. But I had to.
He just couldn't. He nods. But he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where it's morning, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people are walking. The gas street light.
Always waiting. For her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution. Always. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazot a second is all it took for reaction to take hold. Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men. It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
And this was when?
May the 13th, 08. 44 years ago. The combined might of international capital. All at once. All the greed and terror in the world huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon. I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland. Airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill every... And then you see it. That the bourgeois are not human.
Now is not the time, Lieutenant Jeffreto.
I had to. I had to fight it. I could not. It's not an island. What? It's a defensive fortification of the congenitally deformed King Philip II. Built it to restrict access to the coalition military, called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the rate Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow? Iblis. The black-eyed angel. How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's a lot.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like...
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. There's nothing to look over. The triage is... I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. I don't even know what. Inferno? At least you know it. The traders of this city turned the lights back on in the 30s, after the fighting stopped. It's disgusting. It was hard in the 10s. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those...
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated.
Интересно, если я в том мундире приехал бы, он меня застрелил бы?
And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after
Который вот у Рене был.
When I got to the city, I stayed
Или не
underground.
Рене зовут его.
Patrols, you lot.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belmagre, I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rat, the propaganda bunker. I used to.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can.
A spray of blood from his mouth. On Rene, the royalist on the coast, said.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
You're insane. Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. None of it. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean...
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
You're inert lumpen with a gun.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder in...
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not...
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce. I've used it for killing people.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting.
Так, куда надо было
During or after the war?
моторику прокачать? Типа такого.
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. This is what you live for. The great serotonin jackpot. The solution. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like... No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I don't want to tell you anything.
And why did you think that was a good idea?
You're who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Oh, yes. That one.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from nowhere else. Nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this... Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like nothing else. Comes up. You see the lieutenant watch you. I'm sorry, this didn't do anything.
Officer, a word? I think we may have this. From nothing to this in a day. This is good, Lieutenant Gefreiter. We just need a confession first and then maybe a solid motive later. Yes, good going. That should be our first priority. I can see that, yes. I'm not just good. We are doing very good. He wants to confess, I can see that. We just need to pile it on a little more.
You hear that? He thinks you're this.
Ballistics. Let him cook here for a minute or two. We can have another look around the island for a sniper's nest. I think we should check out the post.
It doesn't have to hold in court. Just establish a line of sight and he'll do the rest himself.
Remember, he wants to tell us, but he doesn't want to help us. It needs to look like...
Так, надо дойти снайперскую тогда вышку найти. Надеюсь, мы не свалим никуда. Давай, вперед. Пошли искать снайперскую вышку. Скорее всего, тут где-нибудь. Хотя бы гильзу найти бы. Понял, не с той стороны. Идем.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. Contemporary Revacholians prefer Druan, a local blend from the southern islands.
Yes, this guy gets around.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you. Quite old and grimy from you. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your trepidation. A tingling feeling in a small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by the red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on... I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
In our defense, nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands.
Ну, увы, это игра.
We will
Вряд
make
ли
a for
можно
it.
было как по-другому
Here,
выиграть.
I feel it.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Самообладание, да, надо.
Petty bourgeois law.
A drop of blood in the saliva. That's right. Pile it all on him now. 3 should do it.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning. So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Almost. But you need one more.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are?
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called Sansarique, and the size is 42. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silence suddenly, some strange process within him. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition.
It's a real gun, not like your little musketeer pistols. I've seen you prancer. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons?
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boast. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder. You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer got your attention.
Чисто как все связано вообще все? Ну, какой смысл тогда это все расследовать, если, блядь, он тут сидит просто убийца, который свои мотивы вообще отличаются от игры.
Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to her, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere, and so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man, not.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't...
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, and I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now...
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her, to punish her.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me. Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
And in the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth.
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers.
This implies that he's thought about it. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
It didn't say Clausia in there. Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the...
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I did. She had I could see who she was, too. A spook.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning.
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny. Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
Я не знаю, что ответить-то.
No one gives a shit what you think. There's not.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, yes, over the years, it's not unproletarian to feel. No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore. Maybe, I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his...
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you.
Where is she, that Clasier? Locked up with your masters, like I'll be. Maybe we'll meet. She kept staring at the island, the fort, like she knew I was here.
Across the harbor, on the south bank of the river Esperance, inside a cell, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol, and knows it's over. They've come for her. Outside, he knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind it.
A tragic comedy.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him. The familiar put, put, put of hatred.
Па-па-па, скрип-па-па.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. Because of the
Если он Куна
racists,
видел.
everyone's a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He led some nihilistic advertising, yep, not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus, as history produced. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old horse. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own. We did good when we pushed him under the horse car, until in the 30s.
The disco whores are too much.
Да,
Hatred
согласен.
shuts down his brain's language center. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agents.
Whores. Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Forgot. The party had each of the 141 Philippian. Some advertising
Блять,
cockroaches
вот на самом
used
деле,
their
блядь, диалоги
accumulated
ни о
capital
чем, блядь.
to
Нахуй мне
erect
это
a
знать.
new,
Но я это
ironic
тоже маю
version of it.
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot. It had to be. He's already proven capable of taking a far more complicated
I did. A needless, sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a
Самое тупое то,
deformed
что
monster of
никто,
liberal
блядь, выстрела
capitalism.
не слышал нигде, блядь.
Shameful, really.
Ни дети, блядь, ни в Рыбацкой. Кто не слышал выстрела, блядь? Так невозможно, блядь.
Yes, shameful. So many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
Походу, разработчики не знают, как вообще снайперка работает, блядь.
A needless, sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a
Найдите
deformed
хотя бы хоть
monster
одну
of
тихую
liberal
снайперку,
capitalism.
блядь, которая
Shameful,
не
really.
слышно вообще.
Yes, shameful. So many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
The fat union man let them put it there, corrupt as he is.
He keeps having opinions about the union's leadership.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy, the true enemy of the proletariat, placating them.
Disappointment. So personal.
That deformed toad, I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass.
Edgar.
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. They must first against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to.
I haven't approached anyone. I've hid.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster, stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform.
Ну, мог он забыть, что
Offered
тут он жил
platitudes
тут
about
кто-то.
Never
И не
trust a
сообщить
social
нам.
democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. Let me be here? The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy.
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat? As to it.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them, but he's insinuating something. The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water. He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind.
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker. She was, and she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova bag over. Called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
Because she was dead? Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins are black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments. Someone did. Or maybe the cow just fell. The past is blurry. Nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was...
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist. I've heard it on Channel 8. 40. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already... Every fucking morning. For 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, that one.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant. Just begging to be popped off. Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medal.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
No. I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
All human beings care about each other. I cared for, and I blew them all. What is it? Fuck you. You think I haven't seen people die?
Зачем мне опыт под конец игры? Или что еще будет дальше? Мне кажется, мы все расследовали мы дело.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days.
Glad we talked about what?
His lip curled.
Glad we talked about what?
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or, indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid.
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again, erratic hand motion.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court. Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
You thought you heard something, but it's just the...
Maybe we could all fit in there. Actually, no. Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking...
Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world...
Да, будет прикольно, если он съебется, блядь.
No, listen. Listen now.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier with you.
This world? What are you talking about?
The wind is cold. Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Прошли игру. Кого, блядь? Все-таки это залупа есть.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall.
It
looks straight at you. With its, you feel your legs shaking under you, and your gun hand move to your holster.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, but that means it's really there.
Все надо
Standing
пойти
slowly
деду
in
рассказать тому.
absolute silence.
Be very, very careful.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You need to get so magged up. One stroke. Don't be so modest. He's having one right. Yes. If you want to live, you need to.
Что делать-то?
What is it? What do you want from me?
Something is very wrong. Nothing. There is nothing.
Yes?
А что делать-то мне? Сваливать? Что? Поговорить с ним надо, да?
The creature stands on long stilt. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss. Slowly, with your breath held, you take two sweat drips from your brow, soak in your chest. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right. No reply. A total ancient silence. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segment.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Then I will tell you what it's like for me. Fire? Where? I am oblivious to the city. It is only on my mind.
Дед съебется, мне кажется, пока мы ёбнем
has
что-то.
sometimes been. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm of sound. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light. Are you sure? Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb. One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced the missing antenna. The leg tried to move around independently. Making it, yes. Thankfully someone ate it. The next time I molded, I couldn't. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? Yes. No one detected me for such a long, long time. For thousands of years. No one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you... No.
Походу,
I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
короче, я понял. Походу, где обучают сценарию, пишут. В конце должна быть какая-то ебанина, что пиздец, блядь. Чтобы это... Я даже не знаю, для чего это делают. Даже вот, например, вот в Фаренгейте. Кто играл в Фаренгейт, я не играл. Я начал проходить все и не прошел. Я не помню. У меня какой-то баг был, ничего не проходил. Ну там, блядь, в какой-то момент начинаются, блядь, какие-то, блядь, пришельцы какие-то, блядь, какие-то ебанина. Тоже в каком-то еще фильме тоже было. Нормально, нормально. А потом пришельцы, блядь. Ну все, блядь, пришельцы, все. Приехали, пришельцы. Спасибо, пришельцы.
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. I think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or a reed. Yum yum.
Wait, so
Yes, they don't mind. Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain.
I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered. No, you are the moral of our encounter is I am a relatively medium life form. The pale too came with you. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural terror. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in
Вообще не похоже, что тут вообще.
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't. No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation. So, it is already happening. One day, one of you will call.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For you cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go. She was hell on earth. It doesn't take.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the...
In 3. If it moves.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword.
I got it.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your... It is surprisingly delicate. The curly end of the whisker looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens. It tastes like sugar. Very faint. The odorless, mostly comprised of wood. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. Warning! A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes. There is some kind of countdown happening. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limb. The insect, suddenly, there is... As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, praying to you. Unwittingly, the insect continues its... As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water. The long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Может, это этот? Как там его? Блин, по воде катается. Как штука называется? Забыл уже. На кэш, что ли? Сенокосец какой-то, я не знаю. Серфер.
And something under it. In the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
Блин, как по воде этот какой-то, как Иисус ходит, только из насекомых, я не помню как.
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... I've never seen anything. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Ой, такая кисулька. Все, давай, свалим отсюда нахер.
Yes?
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown. It would have looked very impressive. Still, you found it all.
Ну, это бесконечная игра, походу.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of
Classia's hidden documents from the empty boy.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was, hiding place, or... Perhaps, but that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest. Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name. Where Clausia comes from. I told you she kept on lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now. Another detective.
No, she lied to us. Her so-called real name was not her real name. Somehow she's managed to lie to us about that too. I don't know, but it was not Katarzyna Alazia or Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Well, hello. What a solid can of mass-produced piss. Wow. The gods of mass production. I don't know about this. There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy...
In the bottom right corner...
From the void...
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't see.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from this, like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility.
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him.
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there, with the help of a magpie phasmid. This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the...
Silence. Not nothing. Just the last embers have gone out.
If Kuno kicked it in...
No reaction. This is an old man.
Did you take this passport and other papers?
The spirit.
He hears us.
No reply.
Try something else?
The plastic cape flaps around the blacks of his eyes are receding. The strength has all gone out of him.
Old age and shock. The appearance of the phasmid. We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't... Yes?
The skiff is swaying on the...
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight, but for the sound of conversation on the water. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no... Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much...
Vic, calm down.
We're not forgetting about anything. That's right. And you're some kind of murder...
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several...
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Comar. And this is your special task force. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Ishid.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated...
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he...
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think my background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical...
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now.
Shit kid. What an interesting moniker.
You, shit kid?
Maybe you've deserved it.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Shit kid. He didn't betray you. He just told us the direction you went in. Who's Sylvie? Super. Whore. For it.
And people on the street helped us too.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local, guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory, and it was good work, Harry.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long?
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends. Right, sir.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstam. Mikhail? Mikhail is my son. No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence. What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn major.
I'm technically just a civilian.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm due. It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look...
The 41st isn't...
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Yes, I'm still Kinki Solagi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Where have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style, your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. You were crying hysterically. You were drunk, breaking things, being emotionally abusive. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So the bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Detective God. Trant.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but...
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money?
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be...
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
And what is that?
That is what I thought, at first, that it was a fantasy. But I've seen him work. It's not. He really is experiencing something out of the ordinary. He really does not remember.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry, but you've been bewitched by the shit kid. It happens. I know it's hard to...
Detective Vigmer. He has blacked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more...
The 2 cases in your ledger. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolute... Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he...
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Price twice. To Berdiaye.
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Yeah. Just stand there. No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Jump the canal. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain. You juggle the badge for a second. Unsuccessful. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that.
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
He's wounded. It's been a long week and he's handled an actual corpse.
I don't believe you. You're drunk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Sure, if it's part of your master plan, or the fact that you're Everard Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humor compared to the 7 people who were gunned down. The streets are literal.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal. Don't make this harder for yourself.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you've spent the week with him on this case. What?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Yefretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
The man sighs.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now it's worrying, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a fascist. Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist who believes in liquidating the ruling class. How he reconciles these two. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the constant smoking everywhere, all the time. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case, and he solved it, near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflage.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the off. You hear gasps beneath.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. Yes, but also...
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely...
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is. Why? That's not what you were supposed.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and...
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment it...
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is... Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust. As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male.
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease.
In his mind, he's all...
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species.
This would really help with some of the,
Absolutely, this is great.
Without it...
You're doing good here. Perhaps...
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianov.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would...
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
Jealousy. I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50...
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head. And 2 of his...
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work. In bouts. Bouts don't...
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez.
And eyes, too.
Understood.
I would prefer not to partake in...
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook...
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This old...
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved them out. So I have to.
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who... The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in...
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine. If we're gonna...
She and her husband were conducting this. They should know as soon as possible.
Who are you? You're a gym teacher. Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we... You haven't told us about that. You just told us about being a gym teacher.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth. The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is.
Also, this guy. Just...
Of course. Contact...
He's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy. The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are.
You. Every morning. Walking from void.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
It is getting cold out.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then. Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school.
The smell of sweat and glue. The Kuro is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning.
High school. Harry, your goings on with Kuno. I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that.
It's not a mystery. Some chic fuck.
You really went with it too.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was...
6 years and you haven't gotten over it? What the...
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. Incredibly bangable. She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a...
Look, the sun is about to go down.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees order. Is there...
In other words, he's hurt...
Us? With the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With the bad guys.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed. And everyone...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind.
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me.
They are damn iconic though. Torsen and McLean.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're... So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a...
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information.
Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of...
Okay.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivachol.
The press will blow over.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers. Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even...
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get...
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute...
Under the afternoon sky, the great... You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite
Wonderful. Then can we please...
Блять, все это время я был замьюченный? Охуительно. Похуй. Ну, короче. Игра, скажем так, душнилок. Типа, они должны были по-другому его делать, мне кажется, эту игру. Очень по-другому. Очень. Как бы, самое тупое то, что расследование вообще кал. Ну и чё? Это, блядь, этот... Как там? Как называется это? Бог из машины, блядь. Настоящий, блядь. Просто из кустов выходит, а вот я снайпер, я тут. Пу-пу-пу-пу-пу. Все. А все остальное вообще не нужно. Вообще, блядь. Вообще. Типа, я всех подозревал, я хотел всех посадить, но, блядь, не дали никого посадить, блядь, суки. Я всех посадил бы, весь город бы. Самое тупое то, что нету досрочного, скажем так, завершения игры. Типа, ты поймал этих... типа вот этих... как-то Тита, вот это, его шайки. Это было прикольно, если бы это так было, то, что можно было завершить то, что ты нихуя не разобрался в ситуации, все, и типа ты запорол себе прохождение, ну, типа, какая-нибудь там статья была, то, что они отпиздили тебя или убили вообще, что-то такое, я уже не помню. Что могу сказать? Ну, ага, понятно. Охуенный ник, кстати, у одного там был. Ну, короче, я не знаю, в чем смысл игры года. Здесь не пахнет игры года. Что в нем, что людям нашли в этой игре? Вот то же самое, как вот Hades. И стилистика, да, могу сказать то, что в Хадесе стилистика хорошая. Может быть, да, но она не тянет никак на игру года. Может, конечно, там вообще ничего не было, блядь, из игр. Ну, там, типа, вышла только эта игра, и все, вот, и она и выиграла. Просто самый прикол то, что компания, которая делала вот Hades и Бастион, они пытались найти свою нишу, но у них так хреново получалось там. Как бы у них концепция прикольная там. Девушка, потерявшая голос. Бастион я не помню, я играл, не помню в чем сюжет уже. Я его не проходил до конца. Там вот самое интересное, это вот они нашли человека, у которого голос охуенный, типа охуенно озвучивает. И здесь тоже в этой игре охуенные голоса у всех. Ну, очень хорошо сделанные. Типа озвучка прикольно, да. Что могу еще сказать-то про игру-то? Короче, им надо было больше как-то, не знаю, они должны были бы нормально. Я уже не помню, уже, что я хотел еще сказать. Какие-то были у меня примечания по поводу игры. То что я вот даже детективы даже посмотрел, вот эти все. И что могу сказать? Ну и что? Типа, это не расследование, это неинтересно. Ну, реально неинтересно. Здесь как бы хоть какое-то должно быть, типа, знаешь, какие-то намеки, что это кто-то другой. А что оказывается? Блядь, дед какой-то со снайперки стрелял. И что, это интересно, что ли? Как бы развязки нету. Просто все. Ну и что? Ну это интересно, что ли? Я не знаю. Может, у меня просто такое прохождение было, то, что у меня супер неинтересная развязка вообще. Типа, может, надо было спасти ту женщину Руби, и может было по-другому все произошло. Может, если Руби выжил бы, там бы еще на плюс 2 часа бы расследование продолжилось. Может быть. Но все равно, если к тому же к деду приводится, то это вообще кал. Мотивация, то дед сидел, блядь, 1000 лет на одном месте, ревновал какой-то тяночке, которая даже про него ничего не знает, кажись. Он за ней подглядывал и завалил. Все. Тяночку мы просто так посадили. Ну, для нее безопасность. Ничего страшного. Может, он ее мог тогда дальше завалить, никто знает. Это не должно быть осудительно, то, что мы посадили. Это может и для нее ее же сохранность, скорее всего. Кстати, вот по поводу этих. скилл-чеков. Бля, кто придумал просто какой-то вообще ебанат натрия, блядь. Блядь, взломать, как его там, как называется эта хуйня-то? Я даже, кстати, даже монтировку не нашел, кстати, еще в игре. Вот. Взломать, например, какой-нибудь сундук. У тебя там шанс там 70%, у тебя не прокает. Все. Больше никак нельзя, никак возобновить проверку. Только или прокачать уровень. Пиздец как умно. Ладно, это работает на действие. Вот человек умер. Все, я же не стал перезагружать, потому что это логично. У меня не прокно, я не смог. Все. Это идет дальше. Ну, блядь, какой-то сундук взломать и вкачать туда очки действия, это вообще бредятина, просто тупейшая. Вообще не понимаю, нахуя так делать? Без понятия. На самом деле, он реально записывает все вот эти минусы игры. Но на игру года она точно не тянет. Я не знаю, кто там сказал, что игра года это. Хотя, может, я уже не помню, кто игра года-то получил. Мне кажется, Disco Elysium почему-то. Лучший сценарий, скорее всего. Надо посмотреть как-нибудь. Ой, я не знаю. Russia Team. А даже там же, походу, же не было перевода никакого. Они же потом запилили. Ну ладно. Даже не знаю, что еще сказать. Я уж все уже, мне все смешалось уже все в игре. Это надо просто смотреть стримы и там оттуда выделять, что я говорил про игру. Потому что это кал. Но, не знаю, вот могу ли я посоветовать игру? Я хуй его знает. Кому я могу посоветовать такую игру? Кому нравятся детективы, мне кажется, более есть прикольные игры с детективами. Вот Коп-призрак какой-то есть, я не играл, я видел его. Она, я думаю, более интересная, чем это. Даже тот же самый Control. Он же, по идее, как детектив, ну, как бы концепция там же такая, как SCP, ну, вот это вот эти все, типа, есть бюро, которое занимается паранормальными явлениями. Не знаю, откуда это взято, с какого фильма, откуда это вообще взято. Ну, вот. И там, как бы, тоже, там тоже какое-то расследование тоже было. Ну, расследование не такое, как вот здесь, а, например, ты идешь просто по сюжету, и тебе сама расследуешь, кто там. Ну, я вообще там сюжет вообще не понял. Но мне понравилась стрельба и вообще разрушаемость. Вот это кайф был. Я удивлен, что игры такие еще до сих пор есть. Такие хорошие. Вот из детективов я не помню просто, как я игры играл детективные-то. Что такого-то? Может, вообще ни одного детектива я не проходил. Фиг его знает. Все, наконец-то мы ее прошли. Поставим оценку и все, пойду я отсюда. Ачивок, конечно, есть до хера. Я даже половину-то не открыл. Так. Сейчас зайдем. Пиу-пау, пиу-пау, пу-пи-пу. Пиу-пау, пиу-пау, пу-пиу-пу. Пиу-пау, пиу-пау, пу. Ну, кому нравится. Были зрители, которые даже реально перепроходят игру много раз. Значит, они что-то нашли в этой игре. А как-то отражает их эмоции. Все такое. Я в этом не нашел ничего интересного, как по мне. Я до сих пор не хочу. Я хочу понять людей, которые нравятся какие-то игры, которые я не понимаю, например. И вот это же, вот еще такой же пример. Я вообще не понимаю, это что в нем, ну что, что. Я до сих пор не шарю нихуя. Вот давайте даже вот так посмотрим. Диско Elysium. Сейчас. Награды. А еще и настольная игра, что ли, есть? Бля. Лучшее повествование. Если что. Лучшее повествование. Лучшее. Ну, может быть, да. Best Royal Playing Games. Это награда, да. Independent Games. Хз, как переводится. Best Debut Indie. Да, вот ну да, вот это да, могу согласиться. Музыка. Бля. Ну, я не знаю тоже про это. Лучший дебют и Best нарратив. Значит, это не лучшая игра года, что ли, получается? А почему это лучшая игра? Ну, я как считаю, вот это, типа, самое такое. Игра года. Победитель Секира. Все, я понял. Fortnite и Баба G. Лучшее игровое повествование. Лучший саундтрек Death Stranding. Да, вот согласен, вот это кайф. Такое оформление. Кстати, сам прикол то, что в этом году, ну, в предыдущем году Call of Duty вообще чуть не выиграл, походу. Лучший Mac Mixel. Независимая игра, согласен, вот с этим, да. Социальное влияние, без понятия. VR-игра, Beat Saber. Да, я, значит, перепутал. Лучшая ролевая игра. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Out War. Ну, во все это я не играл, без понятия. Кстати, что там еще диск Elysium? Лучшее повествование. Black Tail, Control, Death Stranding. И вот здесь. Повествование, это, походу, как сюжет развивается, скорее всего, да? Я так понял. Ну, я могу согласен, да, Disco Elysium самый лучший псих из этих, получается. Потому что Black Tales, как бы, там как бы идет сюжет, и по какой-то момент просто провалится. Или я вообще ничего не помню. Либо там просто сюжет просто исчезает, как будто где-то в середине игры, и типа, и все. Ну, вторая часть это вообще кринж, блядь. Я не знаю, зачем они посмотрели Акера, блядь, и сделали такой сюжет какой-то ёбнутый. И вообще без понятия. Контрол вообще непонятно, что за сюжет там без понятия. Death Stranding, да, надо вникать в него, скажем так. Это игра на 1000 лет, чтобы что-то понять. Че, где еще может еще Disco Elysium еще выиграть? Независимая игра. Baba is You, Katana Zero. Ну, про гуся не знаю. Вот это тоже без понятия. Почему она... это другая. Без понятия. Какие-то Outworld. Катан Zero. Ну, это никому не интересно было, Катан Zero. Ну, как бы... Здесь как бы однонаправленность, скажем так, игра, которая просто стандартная, очередная игра, ну, про слэшер и головоломки. Здесь как бы детектив. Детективов мало, из-за этого, походу, она и выиграла, как я понял. Ну, вот это я не знаю, я где-то и видел, вот это тоже видел, это нет, это видел. Да? Ну, можно половину, да, с половиной я согласен, короче, номинациями в играх, то, что она выиграла. Да. Значит, я что-то перепутал. Ну, я поставлю, я не знаю, я поставлю... Если бы, по идее, я бы больше поставил оценки, если вообще никаких заданий не было. Чисто сфокусироваться только на задании вот убийства. Никакой там помощи кому-то помогать, да. Я там был бы, мне было бы легче играть, чем выполнять все задания. Потому что все задания, это вообще просто с ума сойти можно. Я поставлю... Пятерочку поставлю. Все на этом. Все, наконец-то прошел я эту игру. Можно потом в следующую уже начать играть. А все.